Like so many altcoins, Raydium is going up. It's going up more though than the rest. Why is that? In this video, we are going to look at data that you haven't seen anywhere else. This is the rally I'm talking about. Plus 16% in the last 24 hours, plus 42% in the last week. And in the last month, we're looking at a gain of 174%. Now, Raydium is one of the largest decentralized exchanges on the Solana blockchain. And Solana's price did pretty well recently. It outperformed Ethereum. Thus, Raydium can benefit from this, of course. The question, though, is how much? Is the price rise in Raydium justified? Or is there maybe even some manipulation happening? Let's look at on-chain data. What we have over here is the total value locked on Solana, which is 2 billion right now. In its top, it was at roughly 10 billion, then crashed all the way down to 200 million. And yeah, since then it made a 10x. This is all in US dollars. But since Solana itself went up recently, how does this look like in SOL tokens? Also an increase since beginning of the year, but definitely not as much. Most of the recent recovery here is driven by SOL price increases. Now, this is the total value locked of the Raydium decentralized exchange. Looking quite similar. Also a massive crash and also a recovery since the beginning of the year. This again is in US dollars. In SOL tokens since beginning of the year though, there is no growth. In other words, all the capital increase in the total value locked in Raydium is due to the Solana price increase. It's not due to increased adoption or increased capital lockup on the decentralized exchange. Now what we have over here is a price chart of Raydium that you've probably never seen before. This is Raydium relative to Solana. So the fundamental idea is that whenever Solana goes up, then Raydium tends to go up as well, and vice versa. When Solana crashes, Raydium goes down as well, because Raydium is a central part of the Solana ecosystem. So what we want to look at is outperformance. Is there some outperformance by getting into more risk by buying Raydium versus simply just buying the blockchain token Solana? And the answer to this is generally no. Raydium underperformed SOL by 94%, beginning to bottom and beginning to today by 88%. And yes, there is a recent rally where even Raydium outperformed Solana. That's plus 118%. But we've already established that that outperformance cannot come from additional usage, right? We don't see more capital measured in SOL locked up in Raydium. Now, where did this long-term underperformance of Raydium come from? I think it's the increase of circulating supply. People get incentivized to use their capital to lock it up in Raydium, and they get issued the RAY token for their efforts. So more and more RAY is getting issued, increasing the supply, depressing the price if the demand doesn't catch up. And this is not just theory, we can measure this. That's the chart behind me. An ever-increasing circulating supply of Raydium. This is a one-year chart. This is an all-time chart. And in the last year alone, the number of Raydium tokens increased by 47.36%. So if demand doesn't grow as fast, then the price of course goes down. At least relative to SOL, which doesn't expand that quickly. So when all of those indicators point towards price manipulation, right? Not increased usage, but a massively outperforming price, then who is manipulating? Do we see whales buying the token? There are two versions of the Raydium token, one on Solana, but also a bridged version on the Binance Smart Chain. Now, I don't have this dashboard for Solana, but I do have it for the Binance Smart Chain. On the left side, we see the number of holders that hold at least 10 Raydium token, roughly $10 worth. In the middle, we've got the number of wallets that hold at least 100 tokens or $100. On the right, we've got the number of quote-unquote whales, at least on the Binance Smart Chain, 10 wallets holding 1,000 tokens. All of those charts show that there is zero growth since beginning of the year in the number of holders, maybe even a shrinking tendency for the larger wallets. So it's likely not the people that trade on-chain that are pushing up the price. So when it's not on-chain, it's probably off-chain, as in it's the centralized exchanges. Have a look at this. This is the markets tab of CoinGecko of Raydium. and 40% of spot trading happened on Binance. Much more than on the chain itself. On top of that, we also have derivatives. So bets on the price without buying the token itself. On Maxi, we've got 11 million worth of the token in open interest. Should you get into this rally? I don't have a crystal ball, right? I don't know if the price goes up or down or in circles. I have no idea, but I do know that this is not a natural rally. This is not a rally driven by a lot of people flocking into the token. It's also not a rally driven by increased user adoption. I think this is manipulation by the centralized exchanges trying to increase volatility and thus attract some more speculation, increasing the fee revenue. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. There's also a free Telegram. Link is down below.